Hey everybody, welcome on in to Sports Live in the 215. Today we'll preview the Phillies 3-game series with the Pittsburgh Pirates in Pittsburgh. Another Keystone State series will be getting underway in just a few hours. So this will be your preview of the pitching matchups as well as players to watch for both teams. Like the Phillies badly need to rebound after two horrific losses against the Blue Jays. Well, in game 2, they realistically should have won that baseball game. But some shoddy defense and lack of offense kind of helped the Blue Jays get back in it and eventually win it. And then yesterday, they were able to they were really able to get to Luzardo and knock him out of the game relatively early. So they boat raced us in the final game of that series, but now we're on to Pittsburgh. The Pirates are struggling quite mightily as we're into the month of June, having just 23 wins to 40 losses. They're one of their only bright spots is Paul Skeens. I mean that guy's just absolutely incredible. It's a nightmare to face him. I mean, he has a big fastball, a few really good off-speed pitches that work off the fastball really well. The last time he faced the Phillies, he threw a complete game in a 1-0 loss to Mick Abel. Obviously the Pirates hope he can repeat that performance, but turn that L into a W. But instead of taking a loss, obviously they hope he has the inverse of that result. But we'll see what happens. I think a big key for the Phillies in this series is to get out to an early lead, especially in the first two games. Because you don't want a team like the Pirates to think they have a chance. If it's 0-0, 1-0, 2-1, 3-2 in the seventh inning, and you let the Pirates kind of hang around, then they'll think they can have a chance. And when major league teams feel like they have a chance, they can win any game. So it's imperative that the Phillies get out to an early lead, really put their foot on their necks, and kind of put the game away as early as you can, or put these games away as early as you can. The offense really has to turn it on after scoring 8 runs in the first game of the Toronto series. They only scored 2 runs in the final 2 games of that 3-game set. So it's really it really is imperative for them to score early and score often, and make their rivals to the the West rethink whether they're gonna win these games. Now playing against Paul Skeens in the final game of that series would be pretty tough. So it's imperative to um to get out to big leads in the first two games of this series, because odds are you're not you might not get an early lead with Paul Skeens on the bump for the Pirates. So we'll see. We'll see what happens before we get to our pitching matchups. Let's get to the players to watch. On the Phillies, or for the Phillies, your player to watch is Bryson Stott. He's been struggling, and if the Phillies are going to keep him in the leadoff role, he's got to he has to be the engine of this Phillies offense, and if he can't be that, we're gonna need to figure out some other options. Maybe moving Trey Turner back to leadoff, or Kyle Schwarber back to the leadoff spot, but time will tell. Time will tell on that front. And for the Pirates, the player to keep in check is O'Neal Cruz. That guy's just an absolute dynamo on the field. He has one of the strongest arms, in the game. He's a 5-tool player. He can pretty much do it all on the baseball field. So keeping him in check will be paramount for the Phillies to win this series in Pittsburgh. With that being said, let's get into the pitching matchup, shall we? Now, due to Zach Wheeler's paternity leave, the Phillies will have a bullpen game tonight. Joe Ross will be the Phillies opener. He is 2-1 with a 4.34 ERA, and has 22 strikeouts on the season. I see Ross's outing going a solid 2 to 3 innings, maybe one time through the order. He's been a starter at certain points in his career, so we'll see if he can kind of tap back into that for a few innings, and then hand it off to whoever Rob and the coaching staff decides should come in after him to be kind of the bulk guy. And on the mound for the Buccos will be former Philly Bailey Falter. Bailey is 4-3 with a 3.14 ERA to go along with 41 strikeouts. Bailey, obviously not the most overpowering guy, but the thing that makes his style of pitching so effective is he has a lot of extension, which makes his 91 mile per hour fastball feel like 95, because it gets up on the hitter very quickly. So it's the Phillies got to really see the ball well to get to Bailey, and if they can do that, they They should win. They should win this game. They should win game 1. Now, your starters for game 2 are Ranger Suarez for the Phillies. He's 4-0 with a 2.72 ERA and 33 strikeouts. Ranger's one of those crafty lefties who isn't a real overpowering guy, but he just gets the job done by missing barrels, pitching to contact, and he can get the occasional strikeout when he needs to. On the mound for the Pirates is Andrew Heaney, who is 3-4 with a 3.39 ERA and 12 strikeouts. Heaney is one of those guys that's a crafty veteran. He knows how to pitch at the big league level. I want to say he's been at the big leagues for at least 10 to 12, 13 years. He's been in the big leagues a long time, so the Phillies will need to really pay attention to their scouting reports on Andrew Heaney. And finally, on Sunday, the Phillies will send Christopher Sanchez to the hill against the always dangerous Paul Skeens. He'll be going for the Pirates, and Sanchez is another one of those crafty lefties that the Phillies have. He's been really, really good the past couple years. He is 3-1 with a 3.15 ERA and 74 strikeouts. Whereas Paul Skeens, despite being one of the best pitchers in baseball, he is 4-6 with a 2.05 ERA and 85 strikeouts. So Paul Skeens has not gotten a lot of run support, so it's important for Sanchez to keep Sunday's matinee close, so that his offense can scratch across 2 to 3 runs, and the Phillies will be able to hopefully win this series. I do expect the Phillies to sweep the Pirates before heading back home to Chicago. And before I get out of here, I just want to let you guys know that this isn't my last video of the day. I will have my 6th My Life episode detailing my 1 year at Patterson Mill High School. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for listening to this. As always, go Phils.